Hello friends, Enzo Davis here, and I want to talk to you today about this Blackmagic Pocket Camera Battery Pro Grip. I recently purchased this guy as a solution to the Pocket 6k Pro, or Pocket 6k Pro, yes. I have a lot of experience, well not a lot, but I have experience with the Pocket, with the Blackmagic cameras. I started using the original Pocket camera. I did many projects with it, and I also tried the original cinema camera, the square form factor that they had. And about a year and a half ago, I moved on to the Pocket 4K, which was a big improvement. And just recently I moved on to the 6K Pro. So this is a brand new guy. I just got it, and I am trying to work out the issues that we already know this camera has, which number one is battery. And before I go out and shoot, I'm trying to find out what my battery solution is going to be. I have used V-mount batteries. I've used the NPF 970, 570, 7 whatever, with battery replacement and whatnot. And I was looking for a solution that it is cable-less. You know, this is an excellent camera, I can already tell, and it has this ability to tilt the screen, and you can also put an EVF on it. The grip is very secure, although the camera is pretty heavy. And I thought, well, if I know that the battery is an issue with this camera, so how can I have a battery solution that allows me to run and gun with this guy and be as to blend in to places as easy as possible? So definitely this comes in as a very good solution, because not only it looks just like the camera, but one of the pros is that you don't have to plug in cables out of it, you know, like all the battery solutions, and makes the camera look more secure and more simple, easier to blend in. It has this pin connection, which is an improvement from the previous battery grips that you had to pull out the battery compartment or and whatnot. This is an improvement, allows you to keep the battery inside, and it allows you to put two more NPF 570 type batteries. One thing that I want to point out is, you know, it has this release button and or switch, and then yes, most people have mentioned that, you know, you click it in and then you have to click it up, right, for both batteries. Now, one thing that I haven't heard much people talk about is that once you put it inside, you know, a lot of battery grips allows you to have like a soft lock mechanism. This one is not. So the battery will definitely come down, it will come out. So bear that in mind. Once you put your battery in, keep a finger down, and then you lock it. All right, so that way you don't lose or you don't have an accident while you're shooting. And then it's very easy to connect. Of course, you have to take that door that a lot of us know about from the camera, and then you line it up, and then it has this wheel that you use to lock it. So it's fairly locked. It gives you access to two mounting screws here, and the camera feels fairly solid with this grip. Turns the camera from a rectangular form factor to a square one, and it gives my pinky another finger space to hold the camera. All of that, those are all the pluses for this grip. And if it wasn't for what I'm about to tell you, this would be still a very good solution for battery. Now, the first thing that I find about this grip that is not a deal breaker, but it's a very worth considering fact is it makes the camera heavier. So if you're gonna buy this to use the camera handheld and to run and gun, you have to bear in mind you're gonna put a lot of weight in your hand. Definitely will likely need to use that strap that comes with the camera. That would actually make it a lot easier to use. The next thing that is a problem for me in terms of ergonomics is the fact that I like to use my left hand and hold the lens like this. Now, because of how it protrudes down, and this is the problem of all battery grips, I have to bend my hand, and I don't like this position to manipulate the lens manually. And we all know that the autofocus in these cameras it's like it doesn't exist. You know, it's really bad. It's unreliable, to say the least. So I really like to use my camera like that, right? And I would say that given the weight of this camera and the idea of run and gun and not not draw too much attention while you're trying to shoot outside, I would say that this is a much better form factor. So this grip for me does not make it better as far as, again, form factor. And you know what, this is one thing that I thought it would make it better, but it is not the case after using it. The next issue that I find is that, you know, when you put the camera down to rest, if you have any lens that is somewhat heavy, like for example this Sigma 18 to 35, the camera will definitely tilt down, and it will put a lot of weight on the mount and on the lens, and I really don't like that. It's to be expected. It's not a deal breaker. Maybe you could put a plate here and take care of that, but I don't know, for some reason that ergonomically speaking, that doesn't make sense for me. Another con of this battery, and I would say is the worst part of this camera, is that this camera grip, is that it only really works well when you're using the Blackmagic original battery. Let me tell you how that goes. So the original battery is a 7.4 volt, 3500 milliamp, and 25.9 watt hour. The majority of the little batteries that you find, the NPF that you find around there, are 7.4 volt, which is the same, but 2900 milliamp and 21.5 watt hour. I had a bunch of those around, and I used them for many things. That's an issue. Not only will not last as long, but basically the camera will keep shutting down. With the original battery, I was able to record ProRes 4K, I believe, LT or proxy for about an hour. This replacement batteries keep dying. They keep shutting the camera down, and I don't think the problem is that they're not charged. I believe the problem is that it's not enough amperage. It's not giving the camera enough juice so that it can then take advantage of the battery life. Therefore, it means that you will likely have to buy Blackmagic replacement batteries, which are about $55. So if we compare $150 battery grip to, and then, you know, two batteries from Blackmagic, $260, to something like an Anton Bauer Titan, or maybe that Power Edge base plate, you're paying more for this. Also, those batteries will allow you to connect other devices to the battery through D-Tab or even USB. And finally, they will not have that issue. They will actually hold the camera in place, because those are square blocks or like rectangular blocks, whereas this guy, you know, it just goes flush through the camera, and you know, the camera will just not be secure really on the floor. It will not be flush on the floor, if you know what I mean, right? So that's a disadvantage of this grip when it comes to price performance in comparison to other things available in the market. Another significant issue is that you have no way to know how much battery you have left with this battery grip. And when you're using certain kinds of batteries, it will also drop from like 100% to like red, right? Like the battery shows you it's full, but then all of a sudden it will show you that it is red. So it's not reliable. Who do I believe this battery grip is for? Well, somebody that doesn't care that much about the money, is willing to buy the original Blackmagic replacement batteries rather than the cheaper version of the NPF batteries out there on Amazon and eBay, and that I don't know, have some way to manage the weight and does not care that much about the other ergonomic issues that I mentioned. These are really personal things. Everyone is different. Everyone has a different way to use the camera, and some of these issues may not even be an issue for a lot of folks out there. But for me, they matter. Ergonomically speaking, this matters a lot. And also price point versus performance is, I think it doesn't quite match it. And then features, you know. So the only real reason why somebody would want to buy this is because they really prefer to have that one square block, and it's not really concerned about the money, which in this case is not me. I will try the Anton Bauer because it's more power than the Power Edge, and it's just about $29 more. Yes, and then this grip is going back to Adorama. I hope this review and this perspective is useful to you if you're looking into buying, you know, some battery solution for this camera. And I look forward to let you know more about those guys, and also the Blackmagic Pocket 6K once I start using it. All right, best regards.